What's up, guys? On the Flies back again. It is Tuesday night, 7:30, and tonight, we've been doing a lot of interviews with some of these up and coming country music artists, and a lot of them from Brickshore Media out there in Nashville. Well, tonight, we're gonna keep it local. We're gonna get back to the Hertford County, Northampton County area. What you guys think about that? And this is a guy I've been following for a while. Watched him play several times. Gosh knows I can't count how many times I've seen this guy play. He's a local guy, and man, he's got some pipes on him. And I was really impressed when I went to a show one night and I saw him wearing a Kiss shirt. So you guys know how big of a Kiss fan I am. But with us tonight to talk about his new upcoming EP, Mr. Eric Dunlow. What's up, buddy?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Oh man, just trying to make it, trying to be like you when I grow up.
Well, I haven't grown up yet. I don't think so. That's what I get told. So
Well,
uh, don't
I'm on the
don't.
right path. Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the right path. You'll get there. You'll get there one day. So you got some big stuff happening here.
Yeah, man.
Some
It's
things never change. Getting ready to come out
yeah,
July 28th.
yeah, man. That's my first EP, man. Some things never change. I released "Ride to the Country" a couple years ago, and that did pretty good for me around here, and kind of got me started, man. And I released another song that was for a different reason and stuff, and then I released Grandpa's Porch, which was about my granddad, and that's actually my lead off song for the
Yep.
EP, Grandpa's Porch.
And guys, don't get jealous. I got a sneak peek of these four songs, and I'm gonna tell you what, Grandpa's Porch. I've heard that. I've heard you play that live before. Uh, a cold Pepsi Cola while George Jones singing. Yeah, I mean, and the words of that song, I think everybody can relate to because if you were lucky enough to be around your granddaddy, that you tried to learn stuff from him when you were a kid, and he tried to teach you stuff when you were a kid. But we'll get into that in a minute. So songwriting on these four songs. We're going to talk a little bit about each one when we get to it, but I like to talk, with these people I've been talking to from Nashville. I like to talk to you about songwriting because I feel like with songwriting, you guys, if you can put out these songs like that, you can write these songs and crank them out like you do. I got nothing but respect for you because I wrote one and I was like, yeah, that came pretty quick. Just the lyrics. I didn't do the music, just the lyrics. But after that, I was like, no can do. I writer's block for the rest of them. But what kind of process do you come up with when you're writing songs?
Well, I'm kind of different, man. Some guys,
There's a lot of different ones out there, but believe it
yeah,
or not.
man, and and you got to respect any type of songwriting, because everybody does it a different way. And some guys, they can sit down and they can just write. They can write 4 or 5 songs a day, whether it's good or bad. And you have some guys that, you know, just when it hits them. And, I come up with melodies all the time and I come up with pretty good choruses and stuff like that. But I've noticed, it's the songs that hit you and they come together really quick. That's
Right.
always the best ones, like you said about the one that you wrote. And with these 4 songs, every one of these songs, I've sat down, I've wrote a ton of songs, just sitting down writing, but these were the ones that just hit me really quick because of what I was going through at each time, how I was feeling at each time. And
Right.
I felt like, I played all these songs out live and everybody, I watched the crowd reaction from it and every one of them was a good reaction. So I said, well, I feel like these 4 songs are a good one to put on the new EP.
So talk a little bit about recording this. Is this your band that's playing in the studio with you?
No, not these, but as you see it live, how I normally do it is I take it to Grant Hart out of Virginia Beach. And
Okay.
funny about him, he is actually younger than I have. He started with me on Ride to the Country, and he's been with me ever since. And that's who I use to record. And how we normally do it is we'll sit down as the band and kind of play through a little scratch track for him, and he'll get an idea. He'll
Okay.
Me and him will get in there together, or me and the guys will kind of go and tell him this is how we want it, this, that, and the other. And then we'll let him do the backing tracks and stuff like that. Some guys from Nashville do some stuff, and I'll go in there and do the final vocal track, and then my guys will just learn how it is on the album.
And
But
talk
there are some songs that that we play live that I haven't recorded yet that I really like the way we play it. Like
right.
I know there's a difference between studio musicians and just having that feel with the guys that you play with every weekend. And
Yeah,
I've got 2 or 3 that I have wrote and that me and the guys are working on now, and I think I would take them to a studio
I
just to
got.
record those with. And but that's all in the future, man. So a lot of things can change by then.
Now we had you on one time before, but it's been a while back, and this was I think we had you on before COVID. How much did COVID affect you, slow you down with your process?
Wow, man, it kind of like how it did the whole world, man. It shut the whole world down. It we went from playing every weekend to starting to get packed houses, and everybody, not just me, but other local artists, man. We were all talking about how great it was going, and all of a sudden, man, it was like flipping a light switch.
Standstill.
You couldn't play. You didn't know when you were going to play. People that were doing it for a living at the time. Luckily I had a job, but there was a lot of guys I knew that were doing it for a living, and it just they didn't know what to do, man. They've been doing it for years, and it was a terrible time, man. I hope we don't ever get back to that
No,
because and me and some other musicians have already talked about it's still different, now compared to before COVID. You notice that some people still coming there is kind of scaredish, and some
big
people
crowd, being in a big
I say
crowd.
I'd rather not go out 'cause I'm scared of it. But then you got people that just it's a way of life. I mean, you're not promised tomorrow, and if you live in fear, I feel like you just go out there and live your life, man.
Exactly right. Can't be scared all
Yeah,
the time. Don't live in fear the rest of your life. So let's talk about this. Let's just start with song one. You talked a little bit about Grandpa's porch. I'm assuming this is something autobiographical of yours right here with Grandpa's porch.
it is, man. Grandpa's Porch was a song that I came up with the chorus first, and I needed some help on the verses. I couldn't figure out where I really wanted to go with the verses, and I just had a bunch of ideas wrote down and different things wrote down. And I called one of my buddies, Mr. Zach Boyd. He's from over in Hertford and stuff, and he I said, look, man, I got a really good chorus route. It's about my granddaddy, and I kind of want to make it about when I used to sit on my granddaddy's porch with him when I was a kid, and listen to his hunting stories and stuff like that, and listen to music and stuff like that. We kind of got together, and he helped me kind of figure out where I wanted to go with the verses, and I pretty much wrote most of it. He helped me kind of rearrange some stuff in it, but I'm gonna give him just as much credit as I am, and he helped me out a lot, and that's kind of where that song came from.
Yeah, you guys. And I always like songs that when you listen to the lyrics, you can relate to. And this is definitely one. Like I said earlier, if you grew up, lucky enough to grow up with your granddaddy, you can relate to the lyrics in this song. Um, Number two, like a cowboy does. Tell us a little bit about that.
Like a Cowboy Does was a pretty cool song, man. I actually wrote that one. Matter of fact, I wrote the rest of them on the EP by myself. And I matter of fact, right before Fairwood Lanes and Runt Rapids started doing live music, I had wrote this song probably about 3 weeks before that, and that's how long I've had the song stored away. And I sat down with my guitar one night working on another song, and I accidentally did something that kind of led into the melody for the chorus of Like a Cowboy Does. And I was going through a predicament in my time, at that time where I felt like, I've done so much and I've overcome so much, I just got to keep going. And that's pretty much, where the song came from, just cowboy is supposed to be tough, and I don't ride a bull or stuff like that. But when
Right.
I say cowboy, I just mean like tough guys, and
That's right.
when you're tough, you don't let nothing get you down. You try to overcome it every day, and that's pretty much where the song came from.
Had his ups and his downs. He picks up his hat right off the ground and rides away. So that's pretty cool there. I like that. And then we get to the third song, which this song is a little bit different. When I heard this the first time, I was like, this is a little bit different for Eric here. Mind Games. This is more, and because I know you play some. I mean, you play a lot of country, but you play some rock too. And this one is more of a rocker than country to me. Mind Games. Talk a little bit about Mind Games.
Mind games. This is my, I guess you would say, transition song. uh, I grew up listening to a lot of rock music.
Right.
I grew up on Creed and Breaking Benjamin and Nickelback, 3 Days Grace, stuff like that. And even to this day, man, I still listen to more rock music than I do country. And I love my Jason Aldean, my Brantley Gilbert, stuff like that. But it was something about just growing up having that rock feel. And I can't really sing rock music. I can do certain songs and stuff, but it's just kind of out of my league. So I had this cool idea. I was like, let's put some rocking tones and some rocking music and write country lyrics and sing country with a little bit of grit. And that's where this is. When I started out, I went from ride to the country to grandpa's porch and stuff like this. But now that I've gotten older, I kind of like more of that rock and country feel, and I think
Right.
that's what you're gonna see from Eric, here on out. And Mind Games was a song about just being in a relationship that didn't work, but she still wants to see you, and it's just a bunch of mind games going on.
When
Like,
she's
what do you want?
lonely. I like that. When she's lonely, you only want me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And just pretty much saying, man, like, what do you want from me? Like, just quit playing mind games with me, and let's figure something out, or let's move on.
Exactly. We got a comment. I don't know if you can see this or not when I put it up here, Eric, but Matthew Bazemore, I believe that's who it is. It said Eric's music is great. He has really helped me a lot. Glad these small towns around here got somebody like him to represent us, put us on the map, bro. Much respect and support always. So
Man, I really appreciate that, Matt.
yeah.
Love you, buddy.
So let's get to the last song, this the title of the EP. Some things never change. Talk a little bit about that one.
Well, this was a song that I wrote pretty much that sums up where I was and my point at that point in my life. And I wrote the song probably about 7 or 8 months ago. You feel like you're in something that no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, no matter how hard you beg for something to change, just some things just aren't
Yeah.
meant to change. And I think everybody, this is probably one of my most requested songs, as far as my originals that people know. And man, I see so many people singing it back to me.
And that, what kind? I mean, you think about this, bud. You know, I don't. I can't. I guess you've been going how long now? How many years now that you've been doing this?
Started when I was 18, and I'll be 25 in August. So,
So, say 8 or 9 years ago, do you ever believe anybody would be singing songs you wrote back to you?
man, no way. Like,
That's
no,
pretty
yeah, I
awesome.
never, man, it's a feeling when I can stop singing, I can hear a crowd singing something that I sat down in a bathroom by myself and in a room, a dark room by myself, and like just wrote it on a napkin. It was like, all right, guys, we're gonna play this one at Fairwood Lane Saturday night, and then next thing you know, there's people at Hereford Bay singing it. It's like, all right, how did this happen? And but yeah, man, that pretty much sums up the song. Just being in a relationship that no matter how hard you try, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, it it just never changes, man. And that's pretty much where I came up with it. And that this is one of the songs where I sat down and I wrote it in like 10 minutes. And I
When
knew it
this,
was gonna be, I knew it was gonna be like a pretty good song for me. And I took it to the band. They picked it up quick, and it just went from there, man. We started playing it, and I was like, I'm naming this one my title track.
that's awesome. So, guys, some things never change. 4 song EP from Eric Dunlow coming out July 28th. But they can pre-order this too, Eric. Tell us how we can pre-order it.
Yeah, pre-order goes on sale July 1st at 12 o'clock a.m. July 1st at 12 o'clock a.m. You can start pre-ordering, and what pre-order is, as soon as you pre-add it, as soon as it comes out, it automatically goes to your phone or whatever you download it on. And then July 28th is when the release date is, and we're looking forward to it, man. And we're actually in the process. I'm gonna end up shooting a video for probably Some Things Never Change, and
Oh
we're gonna
wow! So
sometime
and that's gonna be on like Apple, Spotify, all the streaming platforms,
anywhere
right?
digital music.
Got you, got you.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Before we get you, we're going to talk a little bit what else you got coming up. Before we do that, since the last time you've been on here, we've added a little something to it, and it's some quick hitting questions. Nothing complicated, but it's just something we're going to do real quick, and we'll see how you handle it. All right.
Oh boy, you tried me at a show like this one time, but I had too many.
We'll call it the 2 minute drill. You like sports? We'll call it the
Yeah,
2 minute drill. You
let's
got
do it.
2 minutes on the clock.
All right.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Favorite album?
Country or rock?
Give me one of each.
Okay. Favorite country album would be probably Jason Aldean, My Kind of Party.
All right. Rock.
Rock would be Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue.
I got you. Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Good boy. Good boy. Favorite artist or group?
Favorite artist or group?
Well, give me a favorite artist and a favorite group.
Okay. Oh man, favorite artist. Oh, that would be hard. Dude, I'm gonna have to go with Jason Aldean. I love Jason.
Figured that's who you were gonna go with.
I love Jason Aldean, man.
All right, now
Wait. I'll take that back. Actually, man, I've been listening to more Hardy lately than I have.
Hardy. Okay.
I really do like Hardy. Favorite group. I'd have to go with Nickelback, man. I love.
Have you heard their newest album?
Yes.
It's awesome, dude. I went live a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I don't understand all the hate for Nickelback. If you listen to this new album and you don't think it's really great, something's wrong with you. That's freaking awesome.
Yes.
Lake or ocean?
Lake. That's less people.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Favorite sport?
Football.
First concert you went to?
Alter Bridge.
Wow. Miles Kennedy.
Yes.
Favorite TV show?
Oh, Sons of Anarchy.
All right. Favorite meal?
Oh my god. Anything, dude. I love anything besides like avocado. Like,
okay, I got you. You like pineapple on pizza?
if I have enough to drink, yes, absolutely. It just goes down better.
All right. Favorite movie?
Halloween.
Oh wow. Favorite song?
Oh, how do you ask somebody that, dude?
It changes about a week, don't it?
Something to Talk About by Co Wetzel.
I got you. All right. Guilty pleasure. And what I'm talking about, guilty pleasure, something that's on your Spotify or Apple that you listen to that people will probably be surprised that you listen to.
Oh man.
Calling you out.
All right.
Don't lie. You listen to some NSYNC on your Spotify, right?
I love to say Backstreet Boys, dude.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong. Look, let me tell you. I say it to this day. My guilty pleasure, the biggest guilty pleasure, and I've got a bunch of them. But Debbie Gibson. I was a huge Debbie Gibson fanboy.
Hey, yeah, dude. I will bust out some Backstreet Boys like in my truck every once in a while.
Nothing wrong with it, bud. If it's good, it's good. It don't matter what kind of music it is, bud. I can handle it. All right, last but not least, if you could collaborate, that means if you could write or play with on stage anybody from the past or present, passed away or still living, who would it be?
Co Wetzel. I would have to go with Co Wetzel, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that was quick.
Yeah, I love Co Wetzel's music, man. I should have probably said him for my favorite artist. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. Well, you got a chance to go back. We'll put
No, I
Carl Wetzel there. All right. So before we let you go, what else you got going on? Of course, you guys, just reminding you again, July 28th, Some Things Never Change, 4-song EP coming out from Eric Dunlow. You can pre-order it July the 1st. Anywhere you listen to your music at online, whether it's Apple, Spotify, whatever, go out and do that. And find him on social media, Eric Dunlow online. Check him out. Give him a follow. Give him
yeah.
your support guide. What shows have we got coming up, or anything else you got coming up, Eric?
All right, man. I got this weekend. I will be in Ocracoke all weekend, Friday and Saturday night. Back-to-back shows at the Breeze from 9 to 12. That's a fun trip, man. We always do it once or twice a year. Clayton, the guy that runs the Breeze down there, he puts us up, man. It's always a freaking blast, man. Next weekend we'll be in Virginia Beach at the Eagles Nest. We're looking forward to that, man. We played a show at Morris Farms in Currituck a couple months ago, and the guy that happened to own the Eagles Nest was in there. He contacted me the next day. He was like, man, we would love to have you guys in here. And I got a date from him. And, it's a show I've always looked forward to. It's going to be pretty big for us, man. We're really looking forward to it. The following weekend, June 30th, I will be in Wanchese, North Carolina at the Wanchese Tiki Bar. Or no, I think it's OBX Tiki Bar. I'm sorry. OBX Tiki Bar, June 30th in Wanchese, North Carolina at the beach, man. I get to see a lot of my friends, I went to school with down there. And, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it sounds like you're busy, bud, and that's a good thing.
Yes, sir, man. We've got shows right on into December, and a lot of these are back to back shows every weekend. So I'm mighty blessed, man, and we've come a long way.
Well, dude, we talked about it. We talked about it before we went on there. We're gonna have to get you back over here and maybe you'll be the first one that we do a live podcast with, like both of us together sitting here. So we'll have to
Absolutely,
work. We'll have to work on that.
absolutely, man. I would love to do it.
All right, guys. Remember, and I'm gonna remind you again, Eric Dunlow, Some Things Never Change EP, July 28th. Check it out, guys. I promise you will not be disappointed. I've heard all these songs and you will not be disappointed. I know a lot of you have heard it live, so you know you won't be disappointed. But Eric, thank you so much for coming on tonight, guy. Good luck to you. Hope everything goes well. We'll be definitely keeping up with you, and we'll push everything you got out there for you, bud.
Yes, sir, Darian. I really appreciate it, man. You take care.
All right, guys. That was Eric Dunlow on the fly.